Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully, my voice is coming through nice, loud, and clear. Let me know in the chat if you're having any problems or issues with the sound. Sorry, I came on a little late today. I just have such a big presentation for everyone, and there's just always so much to share when you're talking about urine therapy. And I just got caught up in everything. So I can't even get to everything that I want to get to today, which is always so much fun. So it's going to be just a great podcast today. So thank you, everyone, joining me from whichever platform you're on, from Rumble, Locals, X, Telegram, and YouTube today. And just when I logged on today, I had Facebook set up to stream. It doesn't go live like I've shown you guys before. And I pointed that out again. And today, the weirdest thing, I couldn't even stream to Facebook at all. So I'll look into that and hopefully we'll have the stream back up for next week podcast. But so no Facebook stream today, which is really weird. And we are starting out with YouTube streaming, but it won't last long and YouTube will be cut off. And so my other platforms, but I'll talk about that more in a second. But today we are talking about the stem cell showdown. We are having it here on Hidden Knowledge Uncensored, where we're going to talk about the difference between lab injections and urine derived stem cells, that gold liquid alternative. And so let me know in the chat, which one do you think is going to win here in the end of the podcast? And we will go through all the research and more. And you guys can also let me know at the end if you agree with the winner. So I'm just so excited to start off today. I filled up a great presentation for everyone. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. For everyone that's supporting me on my Linktree, my Rumble, my shop. Whenever anybody makes any purchases with anybody in my shop, you are making a support to me, to my sponsors, and it keeps us all free and independent, really. When we can start supporting small businesses and people that are advocating for health freedom and such, it really does support everybody. It supports us individually and everybody as a whole as well. So I've done my best to switch me and my family over to these products as well. And that's why I love having them as sponsors, because there's stuff that I love to use. There's sponsors that maybe want to come on my podcast or be in my shop. I've said no to some people because I didn't quite agree or quite think it's a fit. So the stuff in my shop, it's not only there because they're sponsoring me, but it's because it's a choice that I've made for myself and for my family. And I just want to share that also with the world. And it really does help. It makes such a big difference. Like, I don't even know the last time I bought something at Walmart. I mean, I love that. I love that I can say that. I don't go to Walmart. I don't support that. And so it's just cool when you could really get on to really good products, really good things, and get out of those types of stores. And that's what my Linktree is all about. And all right. And here is a QR code to my Linktree, and Donna also shared that in the chat. Over on Rumble, you could get to my Linktree here as well. And I am just so grateful to everybody. You are really making a purchase that's going to keep you, me and all of us independent. And so, really, truly, thank you so much. And here's Mr. Dr. Artist, a great big sponsor we have here at Hidden Knowledge Uncensored. And he is so censored himself that the link tree won't even allow me to put him in my shop. And so Dr. Artist is a sponsor that should be in my link tree, but link tree is censoring me. And that's how I actually really discovered, because there are things also from the very beginning about Linktree, like my locked links have been always censored since the very beginning of me starting that page. So I can't lock links and stuff like that. But then when they didn't allow me to have Dr. Artist in my shop, that he's the first sponsor, they did that to me too. So that's when I started investing, and I'm working on still my website so I can feature also Dr. Artist on my website, since he is a sponsor of Hidden Knowledge Uncensored. And so Dr. Artist is so censored that we can't even sponsor him in our shop. So it's just to me, it's just crazy. But I'm so grateful for Dr. Artist, his products, his research, his testimony, everything. And you can use discount code Gloria with Dr. Artist's website and get a discount over there as well, while sponsoring Hidden Knowledge Uncensored and Mr. Censored Dr. Artist. So thank you, everybody, using my codes and supporting us and supporting your health. And a new upgrade I'm so excited about also is I've started my Calendly. And so you can go to calendly.com/radiancetc and sign up for a free 30-minute consultation. You could unlock your potential with wellness coaching, transform your life with personalized wellness guidance. And so come join me for a free 30-minute consultation, personalized coaching towards you, a holistic approach. We could work on goal setting, accountability, sustainable lifestyle changes, empowerment, and new and ancient therapies. And this is all geared towards what you want to learn. And I can show you all kinds of research on all kinds of different things, but you get to choose what those things are that you apply. And there's so many different things, so many natural things that we could take advantage of. So it's just a great thing to learn. And yeah, I would love to give you that dedicated one-on-one support. So join me and get your free 30-minute consultation and register yourself at calendly.com/radiancetc. And I look forward to coaching you and you being the next transformation. And I'm so excited. We're going to get into it today. Another reason why you want to come over from YouTube and possibly all the other streams today. By the end of the stream, we're going to be cutting YouTube. And so it might cut all the other streams besides Rumble. Today's going to be a test on that. I'm not sure, but so just to make sure, everybody that's not streaming on Rumble today, you want to come over to Rumble and make sure you catch today's whole podcast over on Rumble. We're going to be getting into the book I wrote on using Brighteon AI, and I wrote a 16-chapter book on frequency healing with the radiant radiant luminous of the complete holistic guide to frequency healing and vitality. And so it's so exciting because I wrote chapters on all the ways that I use for healing, getting into all like grounding, exercising, sauna, and then more into the frequency healings, PMF, red light, and then deeper into frequency healings with urine therapy, which we're going to read some of that chapter today. Even talking about how chlorine dioxide provides good frequency to the body. And then how all these things start working together. So make sure you guys come and join me on Rumble today. Make sure you're streaming this podcast through Rumble today to make sure you're getting the whole thing. Because since we can't talk about healing over on YouTube, I can't talk about what I wrote in this book. So we're going to have to cut YouTube stream and finish off on Rumble so we could get into the deep dives on how these things also provide frequency healing in the body. And here's a little taste of what we're going to listen to and watch after we cut today's stream due to censored media. We'll be getting into over on Rumble into a study. We'll get into a study before we cut today's stream on YouTube, but then we're going to also take a deeper dive into a new study, 2024, urine-derived stem cells promising advancements and applications in regenerative medicine and beyond. So I'm so excited about this new study I found. But there's just so much healing it's talking about in there that we're going to have to cut YouTube to get into it. So make sure you guys are joining us over on Rumble. And we're also going to look into what else urine provides that the lab injections do not. And then we're going to get more into the book I wrote with Brighteon AI and who wins the stem cell showdown. You guys will want to make sure you're on Rumble to learn and join us for that winning announcement. Now, for the moment everybody's been waiting for, let's get into that research showing what is better. So, what are those differences between MSCs, which are the mesenchymal stromal cells, and then USCs, which are your urine-derived stem cells. And so here is some of that research. So let's see which ones are better. Your MSCs are a broad category of adult stem cells derived from invasive sources like bone marrow or adipose tissue. Whereas urine-derived stem cells, your USCs, are a specific non-invasive source of a mesenchymal-like stem cells isolated from urine. While USCs share the characteristic hypoimmunogenicity, sorry guys, and a multi-directional differentiation potential of MSCs, they offer distinct advantages in accessibility and expansion. All right. And I really do appreciate everybody. I'm so excited to announce as well, we have new sponsors of Hidden Knowledge Uncensored, and you can find our new sponsors on my link tree and links below on Rumble for mark37.com and Zephyr. Mark37 is going to be our guest next week, which is awesome, and they're going to teach us about the products they sell, ghost phones, and ghost phones, ghost tablets, ghost laptops, and they also have IT support and training. And they're going to come teach us why it's so important to have these things. So I'm so excited about that because we talk about those kind of things here on Hidden Knowledge Uncensored as well. And then Zephyr Bible is just, I'm so excited to be reading from a Zephyr Bible. I know we've all chatted about which Bibles to read from and looking at the copyrights of the Bibles and such. So I found Zephyr Bible, which is taking the translation straight back to Hebrew to English, so eliminating kind of middlemen that have translated the Bible. So I'm kind of excited to be reading from that, and they're now an affiliate of our podcast. So I'm so excited. So everybody make your purchase with our new sponsors, Mark 37 and Zephyr Bible, and keep an eye out too, because we also have more new sponsors coming and more great products that you're just going to have to have. And I know I have to have them, and you're going to want to have them as well. So keep an eye out and join me for all of our new sponsors. Purchase with them and get all of your new things as well. Now, getting back into the difference between MSCs and USCs. So, the collection method for MSCs require an invasive procedure. Invasive meaning harmful, hurting, invasive to you. Bone marrow aspiration or a liposuction is how they normally get those MSCs. And while USCs are obtained via non invasive, simple voiding urine collection, making them safer and more affordable. Proliferation capacity. Your USCs generally exhibit a higher proliferation rate and a better expansion capabilities compared to bone marrow derived MSCs. With the ability to multiply up to 60 to 70 times while maintaining long telomeres. And so, do you hear that, everyone? Your urine derived stem cells have 60 to 70 times ability to multiply more than your MSCs, which makes sense, especially when we talk about aged urine and how fast those stem cells multiply. And then also, while they are also maintaining longer telomeres, are on your urine derived stem cells, which is amazing. I love that. And so, what are some other differences of MSCs and USCs? Your immunogenicity, both cell types lack the hemotopopic and your stimulatory markers, which is your CD80, your CD86, your HLA-DR. But USCs, your urine-derived stem cells, have demonstrated superior immune tolerance in some studies, inducing smaller populations of activating T cells compared to the allogeneic MSCs. So, and we've talked about that here on this podcast, and we learned that from Dr. Nakau's research, which we also have a podcast on. Nancy and I studied his research where we learned about when you drink your urine, they hit those T cells in the throat, they activate your cells in the brain, and then it sends healing throughout the body. And so that's why one of the reasons and advantages of drinking, and why a lot of people find healing there across the board. That's one of the reasons why. And so then also your differentiation specificity, although both can differentiate into osteogenetic, chondrogenetic, and epigenetic lineages, USCs show superior performance in urological tissue regeneration efficiency, differentiating into functional urothelial and smooth muscle cells where traditional MSCs are less effective. And so, what I find very interesting in this whole paragraph as well is we have there's more words there that start with euro. And so, as you start reading through urine derived research, urine derived stem cell research, you just find all of these words that they are just coming up with. And they all start with euro, and then you go, and that's what will be on medications and such, but then people aren't realizing or linking that to the urine. But when you go and put any of these things in urothel and smooth muscle cells, derived from urine, urological tissue regeneration, we're talking about tissue regeneration derived from urine. And so whenever you see these things in research and studies, urea, you could go take that word, is this derived from urine? And your answer always is yes. So it's just very interesting and something to keep an eye out when you're looking at your the ingredients on what you're buying and such, or even makeups. That's a big one that you'll see. It's derived from urine. And so most of those urine, it's mostly mouse urine, cow urine, all kinds of animal urines. So you're putting animal urines on your face. Imagine what your own urine would do. And so just something else to think about too. And thank you so much, everybody supporting me with Cardio Miracle. It's just such a great nutritional support plus oxidative support. It's just great all the way around. And so get your Cardio Miracle with my links in my link tree and in the bottom description below. Thank you, everybody, for supporting me in my shop. And I know if you're like me, you're loving Cardio Miracle as well. Now we could get into one of the research papers that I wanted to share. Whoops. Which is a PubMed research paper. And all of this can also be found on my link tree as well. But so what does PubMed research state? And so this is a research paper that's been on my link tree since I started my link tree. It has been there, from the very beginning. This is a study that Jonathan first shared with me when he first taught me about urine therapy in 2023. And this study is actually from February of 2020, which is very interesting to me as well, because, 2020, when COVID started, but they're already, and way before this study, there's urine derived research studies, stem cell studies. And so, but there is this study, and they don't really say anything about how the potential of urine therapy can help people. I mean, that is still not really, I would say, public knowledge at all. Like, unless you're looking for that knowledge, you don't know about it. I didn't know about it until I started looking for knowledge. So I wanted to show you a little bit on what does this study say, urine-derived stem cells applications in regenerative and predictive medicine. So we are going to go over to, I'm going to actually share this study on, okay. So when we look at this study now, here we go. Now, okay, when we look at this study, and then for this study is so huge, but for today's purposes, and you could go and search all kinds of things on the study, which is why I really love it. But for today's purposes on showing what is the difference and what's our showdown about is, the difference of injection stem cells and urine-derived stem cells. So I came over to the study today and I searched marrow and like what are those? What does the study say about the differences of marrow? And whoops, I'm sorry, I meant to also read the beginning part of this study because we'll get into what the beginning part of the other study says as well. I just want to make this big for everybody. All right. And so it's funny how this one starts out saying, despite being a biological waste, which it's not, human human urine contains a small population of cells with self-renewal capacity and differentiation potential into several cell types, being derived from the convoluted tubules of the nephron, renal, pelvis, uterus, bladders, and urethra. Urine-derived stem cells, your UDSC or USCs that we were just reading, have a similar phenotype to your mesenchymal stroma cells, your MSCs. And those are the ones that come from your marrow and such. And then it goes more into saying having simple, safer, low cost, and non-invasive collection procedures that interest the UDSC has been growing in the last decade with great potential. Okay, so this paper was written in 2020, and they're already telling us that in the last decade from this paper, so since 2010, there's just been such great research and done, and none of us know about it, which is interesting. But that's what we're here today on Hidden Knowledge Uncensored, discovering this hidden knowledge. And so now I'm going to go and search marrow, and let's get down into seeing what this study says about the difference on stem cells coming from bone marrow. And so several human types, such as the fibroblasts, bone marrow, and the MSC cells, the peripheral blood, the keratinocytes, the melanocytes, the dental plump stem cells, hepatocytes, the amniotic fluid derived cells, your neural stem cells, your cord blood stem cells. They've all been reprogrammed to the iPSC. And so urine derived are an alternative source of cells for your iPSC generation. And so with the advantage of being collected by a non-invasive method, several protocols have been studied to efficiently and safely generate your pluripotent stem cells, including non-integrative approaches without the requirement of feeders, serum, and all kinds of transplants and surgeries. I mean, it's just crazy. And so let's see here. And then we can get into that's why it jumped into a second one. So I wanted to read this one right here as well. Your UDSCs can differentiate into various cell lineages of the urinary system cells with a urothelial smooth muscle, endothelial, and interstitial markers expression, as well as your mesenchymal derivatives. And so all of these things are found in your urine-derived stem cells as well. In vitro differentiation into smooth muscle-like cells was also performed. And who cultivated the urine derived in this differentiation medium? And so the urine derived stem cells acquired not only the phenotype, but also demonstrated a chondrocytal function similar to native smooth muscle cells. And so your urine derived had better epigenetic and endothelial capacities, as well as the potential to originate new vascularization when compared to the bone marrow derived stem cells. So here they're even showing that the urine derived stem cells actually provide better things for you than the stem cells that come from bone marrow. So it's not only that it's somebody else's stem cells, it's actually different types of stem cells. And so the stem cells in our urine actually have more potential. So it's very, very interesting. And then it's also important to note that it talks about the UDSC can be performed by cultivating cells in commercial kidney differentiation. And so different ways of getting your stem cells to the kidney. And then I wanted to jump down to here. And here, this study talks about that for urological tissue regeneration purposes, bone marrow stem cells do not efficiently differentiate into your functional urothelial cells, while your urine derived cells have a better performance. And so, yeah, there's more study on how that is true. And so this is just one of the studies to read, but it's definitely a great one. And then jumping down to the conclusions, this part is amazing. You guys are going to really like this. And so now on the conclusions, we learn that your urine derived cells impact on personalized regenerative medicine has been increasing despite the still open questions. One advantage related to our other sources of human biological material is the non-invasive nature of their collection, which simplifies ethical concerns. When searching PubMed with the keywords urine-derived cells, we obtain a total of 3 publications in 2010 and 52 in 2019. So here we are, August 8th, or sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself, August 2nd, 2026. And let's see how many publications we have today on urine derived stem cells just from PubMed. So the last time they searched, or what this study says, in 2019, there was only 52 studies. Today, when you go to PubMed and you search urine derived stem cells, you get a total of 598 results. That is how much that they've been studying urine derived stem cells since 2019. And here I love this graph that shows you in 1976, you can find some of the first studies on urine derived stem cells. So now you can just see all the research that they've been doing. We could take this back. What year do you think this is? Here we go back. And in 2011, 2012, 2013 is when you see that big, huge gap or that big upwards trend on the graph that just continues to jump. And so if they are studying more about urine derived stem cells more now than ever, but still we don't know about it. They're not telling us the truth. We're censored and blocked from sharing it unless I show you these studies and but so it's just absolutely awesome to see all the results and studies that are coming from urine derived stem cells. All right. So that was just very, very exciting. I'm so excited to see all the new research. There's more and more research coming out on urine derived stem cells or things that they are doing with the urine. And I hope that also that they state that they are doing things with the urine in the research and not leaving that part out. And so, because there are research projects going on, and I wonder, are they telling you, are they going to say, oh, that started with urine, mouse urine on top of that? And so, yeah, we shall see. And I can't wait to see all the new research coming out on urine. Now going back to our presentation. Uh, And thank you, everyone. Get your guys' red light therapy devices. Another thing that goes great with urine, too. And you'll see why when we get into our Radiance Illumination book in Brighteon AI. But it's a great thing to have even on its own, a red light therapy device. And Jonathan Otto's Red Life are the best. Well, I think they're the best because they're more full spectrum, going all the way from down into your topical with your blue light still, cayenne, orange, red, and getting into near infrared. Some people cut out those things. Jonathan kept them all in and going all the way into the 1060 nanometer wavelength on your near infrared frequency. So getting deeper into that bone penetrating frequency. So great to have. And he has small devices as well, hats, belts, face wands, all kinds of stuff. So go over to Red Life, use my link, also in my link tree on my shop, and get your Red Life devices. And thank you, everybody, so much for using my links. All right. So we're moving on to that time where we are going to cut all the other streams except Rumble. So everybody make sure that you're on Rumble. Get over, join us on Rumble because we're not allowed to talk about certain things over here on YouTube and other platforms. So I'm going to get into more on healing aspects when we cut the stream. So you don't want to miss this new paper that I found from March 30th, 2024 on urine-derived stem cells promising advancements and applications in regenerative medicine and beyond. So join me for more information and break us free off of the censor media platform so we could get more into healing. Everybody come over to Rumble if you're not there already. Now, what means more to me than any amount of research really truly are the urine therapy testimonies. All of us testimonies and the people that contact me and tell me how it saved them and the things that they've seen or the things that they're going through. And I just helped change their life, or I just help them be able to start it. And then they see so many results. But the testimonies and all the people that have shared their testimonies with me, it really is what keeps me going more than anything. And it means so much to me. And I'm so grateful for everybody that shared their testimony with me because it made me a stronger person and it helped validate me and encourage me and make that conviction in me to move forward. And I was doing the right thing. And so I'm just so grateful too to watch you guys all heal and be able to be happy and have those big smiles on your face. And even me too, because I wasn't smiling very much at all, hardly ever. I look back through my photos and I wasn't really smiling at all until I started urine therapy and started detoxing my body out. And I'm just so grateful. And so thank you, everybody, sharing your testimonies. There's just been so many testimonies and people that have contacted me and have started or that were already doing it, or maybe I helped inspire them to be a coach too, or now that they get to share with others. And you never know just who's listening and what lives we're all touching. And so this is all some of the testimonies, not everybody, but some of the testimonies that were part of coming to fruition through some of my testimony. And so really it's just, we're all like the big tree of life, and here we all are connected with one another. But I'm so grateful to be a part of it. And everybody, honestly, truly, thank you so much for reaching out and sharing with me that I helped you through urine therapy in any kind of way. And so I really, truly am blessed. And I want to say thank you to you for letting me know um, that I helped you or anything at all. And if you would like to share your testimony with me, you guys can always email me as well. Sign up for that free consultation, even. Come share with me. I'd love to hear it. Yes. And as well, before we tune off of before we get off of YouTube, I just wanted everybody to know that we will be having an awesome retreat with Barbara Neal put on by the Shalom Journey Ministries in Puerto Rico in 2027. So keep your eye out for more. You can use discount code Gloria5. And that will get you a discount on your tickets to the event. And so I'm so grateful and awesome that they are going to be doing discount code Gloria 5. And you could get a 5% off on your tickets to the conference. And so keep an eye out. There's going to be more links coming up. And we will be helping everybody get a little bit of a discount over there. So that is going to be really awesome. And also next week, like I was saying earlier, we will be interviewing Sean with Mark 37. And he is going to come teach us on how his company started, why it's so important that we use Ghost phones and Ghost laptops and such, all the accessories, all the IT support that they have. It's going to be a great interview. And then the following week, we're going to have David Oates on with chlorine dioxide testimonies. And he also makes some great, awesome CDS makers. They're going to be also a new sponsor in our Linktree shop. So keep an eye out for those. And also tune in for the next 2 weeks of podcast. We're going to have some wonderful interviews coming up. And tune in. It's going to be wonderful. And thank you, everybody who is purchasing with my sponsor, Snoot Spray. You could go to snootspray.com/Gloria and use discount code Gloria5 for your discount on Snoot Spray products. They also have DeoxyCare products, books, all kinds of things for you over there at snootspray.com. So enjoy at snootspray.com/Gloria. And thank you again, everybody, using my links. I really do appreciate it. It really does help me stay free and independent. All right, everybody. I am so sorry to do this, but we're going to have to cut the other streams. I don't know what's going to happen because this is the first time I'm actually doing this. So there is a chance that it's going to cut X, it's going to cut Telegram, it may cut locals. So please, if you are over on X, Telegram, or locals, and YouTube, you're for sure getting cut. Come please join us over on on Rumble right now, because I'm not sure, everything might get cut. We have to let YouTube go because YouTube blocks my entire channel when I talk about healing. When I talk about healing with urine, chlorine dioxide, or any of these unconventional things, I get thrown out and my channel is totally taken down. I've been taken down almost for almost 7 months of the year from YouTube already for 2026. So I have to cut this stream. We're going to test how it goes, see if it throws everything else out. But unfortunately, that's what has to happen, or the whole thing gets thrown out. And so we're going to have to cut Telegram, X, Locals possibly. So if you're over on Locals, X, or Telegram and YouTube, please come over and join me on Rumble so you can get the rest of today's podcast. We still have to get into our new study found in 2024. And what else does urine provide that lab injections do not? Your Radiance Illumination, a Brighteon AI book that I wrote over there. And who wins today's stem cell showdown? You want to tune in and see who that winner is. So, everybody, please come join us over on Rumble. I'm going to have to cut everything else today. So, I'm so grateful, everybody, also that is tuned in. And make sure that you come and join us over on Rumble so you could get the rest of today's broadcast. And also, tune into my link tree and come and join me for free consultation. And thank you so much for making your purchases over on my shop. Stay tuned for next week's podcast as well. All right, come join me on Rumble, everybody. So now I'm going to let everything... Okay. So if I cut it, it might be premium only. It's telling me I don't want to cut it from everybody except premium viewers. All right. Oh man, I have to decide what I'm going to do here. Okay. Let's see how much. All right. Oh man, I might have to cut the stream to premium only at this time, which I don't really want to do. But if I keep YouTube going, then I think YouTube is going to take me out. So, all right, I think I'm going to have to do it to premium only at this point. And then I'll see if I could pull out a clip from my content to post the rest of this possibly into Rumble later. So if you're not a premium subscriber on Rumble, you'll want to join us over on a premium subscription on Rumble. You also get ad-free podcasts, ad-free streaming from me and from all of your creators across Rumble. It's all ad-free. There's so many great things about it. You get the check mark by your name. You can send, you're at the top of a lot of chats. There's so many great things. I've been a Rumble premium member for years now. And I love my Rumble premium account. So join us over on Rumble Premium for the rest of today's podcast. And so since I can't get deep into other things, I just wanted to also say you can also find the rest of what we are going to talk about will be found on the links below, and in my link tree you can get to this study is urine-derived stem cells promising advancements and applications in regenerative medicine and beyond. And then we're also going to look at I don't know why it's going all over the place all of a sudden. And then we are going to also read, which is a great book. you'll want to go over to Brighteon AI, or just use the link below and get to my Radiant Luminous with complete holistic guide to frequency healing and vitality. Because today, what we read on what urine does is just going to be so amazing. I just wrote this awesome book on how all of these things provide the frequency to the body, because we are made of energy. And so when you could tune in to all of these wonderful things that gives you the right frequency into the body, you can just thrive. And so I just absolutely love this book. So far, the things I'm reading, AI did a pretty good job. So don't miss out. Come join us on Rumble Premium, and download these things yourself and read further into it as well. And so I appreciate everybody. All right, come join us on Rumble Premium. Thanks, everyone. Interesting. So I may not be able to stream only to, I don't know if it's actually working or not, everybody. It's saying something went wrong. So maybe it's not going to let me do it. Maybe it just wants to throw me off and censor me again, which is most likely happening. And you know what? If YouTube censors me again, then YouTube censors me again, I guess. All right, we're just going to continue on because that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to censor myself and not present it at all. That's what they probably really want. Oh my goodness. So, all right, then we're just going to continue on, everybody. Now, getting into this awesome study on urine-derived stem cells and the promising advancements and applications in regenerative medicine. I'm so excited. I just happened to be researching new studies, and I came across this study. It comes from Science Direct, a Helion study, a review article written on March 30th, 2024, from urine-derived stem cells, promising advancements and applications in regenerative medicine and beyond. And so I like how this one starts out way better than the last one, but that was in 20. And so the 2020, this is in 2024.